you ready to resume our hunt for the Riven Cataclysm, little mortal? I assumed you'd want time to sample Madame Wim's delights, or explore the splendors of Fargrave. No? Very well. Let us go before more incarnates are unleashed upon the city. You are not wrong in your summation, but we are not without avenues to explore. Remember the broken sword hilt you found at Burning Gyre Keep? It carries the mark of the Blade Bearers clan. The Blade Bearers are a Dromora clan who forged their own path. They have no allegiance to Mehrunes Dagon, so I find it curious that their crest was found on a broken sword in the keep. I want to determine their involvement. With your aid, of course. The Blade Bearers are nomads, but we should find them at a settlement called Wretched Spire. That's in the Sever region of the Deadlands. We must talk to their kinreeve, Rincaius. I will meet you there. And bring Arox. We may have a use for him. Rincaius is a kinreeve of the Blade Bearers, a clan of nomadic Dromora who bow to no prince. Like the rest of his clan, he is fierce but values honor. He takes pride in his martial skills and the status of his kin. Mortals hold no interest for him. Friends? Hardly. That is a mortal concept. If I understand the idea, it implies affection, vulnerability. That you would attribute such an affiliation to Dromora is amusing. But I have known Rincaius for a long time. We have never been at odds. The Deadlands belong to Mehrunes Dagon, but places exist where his minions rarely go. Wretched Spire stands as a refuge of sorts, a settlement where Dromora without clans and escaped mortal slaves can eke out a meager existence, hence the name. As I said, the Blade Bearers are nomads who do not pledge allegiance to Dagon. As such, they roost in places that aren't under the prince's direct control. Wretched Spire is one such location. Rincaius' clan can usually be found there this cycle. He might be able to explain how his Blade Bearers came to be at Burning Gyre Keep. If Rincaius knows more about the Waking Flame's activity in the Deadlands than we do, perhaps he can tell us where Sister Seldina and her device are hiding. Then either Rincaius knows about the involvement of his kin, or he does not. If he knows, then he is an enemy, and we may learn something by questioning him. If he does not know, then he is a potential ally, and a powerful one.
You are unlikely to find any of Mehrunes Dagon's servants in Wretched Spire, Master. Long ago, the Prince of Destruction commanded that no Daedra among his legions should look upon that place, or even speak of it. He was quite insistent. Never heard of him, but I do not trust him. I will watch him closely, Master. Sniff out his intentions. I have a keen sense of smell in this otherwise pathetic form. I'd prefer to be huge and powerful again, of course, but this form has some uses. I do not know. Lord Dagon wasn't in the habit of explaining his commandments. I heard the entire town was dropped into the Deadlands from someplace else, but I was never curious enough to investigate further. Sorry to have failed you, Master.
Our work is only... These incarnates threaten not only Fargrave, but your world as well.
I see the last of the Fool Killers still consorts with mortals.
And I see a Blade Bearer who could use a new perspective.
You travel a strange path, Lyranth. I won't ally with kin such as you.
I was not offering an alliance. Mortals, speak to Rinkias. Tell him about burning Gyre Keep.
Mortals in the Deadlands exist only at Mehrunes Dagon's sufferance. They grovel in his cult, toil as his slaves, or skulk and hide in places such as this, in the hope he will forget about them. Which are you? And why do you seek the Blade Bearers? No Blade Bearer would willingly enter a fortress loyal to Lord Dagon. I'm in search of my clan members who disappeared, however. You say you found one of our swords at Burning Gyre Keep. Tell me, what do you know of the Order of the Waking Flame? An audacious plan. Mehrunes Dagon has swallowed mortal realms before, or at least a portion of them. Such as this settlement you see before you. You are fortunate that their plan failed. What brings you to the Deadlands now? Vengeance? If Dagon's servants struck down my kin to protect this device, I will punish them. But first, they must be found. My scouts followed rumors to Xynoes's jail and Jin's foundry before they vanished. I will begin there. You may accompany me. Jind is a Dremora kin marcher. She studies relics and devices. Xynoes is Zivilai. He studies pain. They are both subordinates of Valkanaz Novkroz, who you say you encountered at Burning Gyre Keep. When Dagon's purposes interfere with our own, we gladly fight his minions. Prince Dagon knows this and welcomes it. We have met the Valkanaz in battle before. This business of mortal secrets and missing Dremora is new, however. The Blade Bearers come to Wretched Spire every cycle. It provides a place to plot our next campaign against rival clans. When one of our war parties never arrived, I dispatched scouts to find it. They made one report. Then they too disappeared. Kinmacher Jind oversees a foundry in the Sever, not far from Wretched Spire. Xynoes is a master of a jail in the Burn, a place of suffering. My scouts reported that both seek information about mortal dealings, each in their own way. It is unusual for two high-ranking lieutenants of Valkanaz Novkroz to suddenly concern themselves with mortals, yes. Novkroz has nothing but contempt for your kind. Is that all? I grow impatient. Ika, Drozer, stay vigilant. It's possible our clanmates will return while I am gone. The mortal appears. Surprising, but acceptable. I expected you to be killed on your way here. Perhaps you are more capable than you appear. This is the foundry of Jind, kin marcher under Valkanaz Novkroz. Here she supervises Dremora who study and devise things of interest to the Valkanaz. Look for strange devices or documents about mortal machines in Jin's foundry. I will search for signs of my blade bearers and question any churls I find. There is a ritual site to the north. Meet me there when you finish searching the foundry. That would be an inefficient use of my time and abilities. Do not expect me to guard you, mortal, but if you die, as mortals are prone to do, I shall inform Lyranth, at my convenience. I've had few dealings with Kinmarcher Jind, but I have reservations about any Dremora who dabbles in mortal inventions. It is an unseemly habit. Dislike? One must be familiar with something to dislike it. I am unfamiliar with your kind and not especially curious. You are simply unimportant. I mean no insult. I'm sure you are very important to you, as far as mortals are concerned. Comfort is not a concept I give much thought to. It is something mortals seek, to protect them from fears and cares. Or so I have heard. Dremora know little of fear, so the relative merits of being comfortable or uncomfortable are meaningless. I will only wait for a brief period at the ritual site after I complete my own investigations. Search quickly if you wish to compare notes.
Strange drawing, Master. Does Jind intend to construct this thing? The mortal woman dares command Jind? And Nokfroz? Arrogant. Why does she need so many Dremora? Master, I sense a death stone. If you find it, we may learn something. There it is! Touch it, and you hear the victim's last thoughts.
I knew that
make
lie
the best death
release me,
stones.
even if I did translate the notes stolen from Sister Saldina. Nokrovs thinks he can make his own catalyst. Let them kill me. He'll never match Sister Saldina's brilliance.
Nokvraz seeks to undermine the mortal Saldina. Two factions vying for Lord Dagon's favor. Let us hope for rivers of blood.
I thought Jind would slice your flesh to ribbons. You are sturdier than you appear. Mortals have too many expressions. Your face tells me nothing. Did you find anything at the foundry, or did you fail at your task? For what purpose? Prince Dagon commanded Valknaz Novkroz and his subordinates to assist the mortals of his waking flame cult. Or so I heard. If the mortals devised a tool for the prince's use, why would the Valknaz need one of his own? This reeks of mortal lies and trickery. Mortals do not enslave kin. And yet, I found signs left by my blade bearers. Kin of many clans gathered here before they were taken somewhere else. Yes, kin are not to be used by mortals. The very thought offends me. I must find signs of my missing clanmates. Meet me near the jail of Xanawaz. The area features many deep ravines. Do not fall into one and die. You are not a blade bearer. You have no means to perceive the secret symbols of my kin. We are of oblivion, made of its substance. It is a simple thing to leave an impression that others of our clan can sense. We are blade bearers. All the kin of my clan are pact bound one to another. The clan pact unites us in purpose, attunes us to each other. I know my kin, and can see what they wish me to see, others cannot. It is a connection that can never be broken. The clan pact shapes us. It defines our essential nature. Bladebearer is not an allegiance, it is what I am, what I ever will be. Should this form be destroyed, I will respawn in a new body. But the clan pact remains. We do not die, mortal. We will investigate the Zivili, Xynoas. I will meet you there, if you survive the journey. The Zivili will grind your mortal bones to ash if he sends you here. Xynoas is one of Valknar's Novkroz's most fearsome underlings. He commands many Dremora. I do not know if he and Jinn work together for their master or if they compete for his approval. Bladebearers would not allow themselves to be seen by you, so do not waste your time looking for them. Search for information about the mortal device that drew my scouts to this site. I will look for my kin. You exhaust me with all these questions. Are all mortals so uncertain? There is a scouts camp north of Xynoas's jail. I will await you there, but do not dawdle. My patience is extremely limited. Zivili are reckless creatures. They rely on wild emotion and brute strength instead of skill and strategy. Dangerous to the weak or the unwary. You are still here. Was I not specific enough in my warning? Zivili are rarely bound to any clan. Sometimes they work together, but it never lasts. They are arrogant and do not like taking orders. Only the most powerful Daedric lords can compel their obedience, such as Prince Dagon. You infer too much. I do not like or dislike Zivili. They are difficult allies, undisciplined, quick to change course as their whims sway them. One cannot guess their goals because they do not know themselves. Much like mortals, it seems. The few I have seen are foolish, weak, or mad. There is no alliance with such creatures that would benefit my clan. Some Dremora see value in studying the doings of your kind, but not I. I leave that to Lyranth, the Fool Killer. That is the name of her clan, so to me she is Lyranth the Fool Killer, just as I am Rinkias the Bladebearer. Do you not have clan names where you come from? The earth concerns me. I cannot discern what she truly intends in these matters. Lyranth's curiosity leads her down murky paths. Her unseemly interest in you has lessened her. No, that is unfair. It has made her different. She is someone to be wary of. That is as true for mortals as it is for Dremora. Remember that. Stay alert, mortal. You seem to handle yourself well, but Xynoas is dangerous.
I think I'm getting good at this. Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
What a poorly crafted runic crux. Whatever ritual they plan to use it for will most likely fail.
Haven't I suffered enough? You are not one of these monsters. Daedra. Tormentors. They questioned me. Wanted me to demonstrate how to inscribe the runes. I tried to resist. Tell Sister Seltina. I tried. The Cataclyst's runic crux. The focus of its power. These Daedra wanted to make their own. I didn't tell them everything. Tell Sister Seltina. I did not reveal the blind Seer's final gift. I never met him, but he invented the Cataclyst. We followed his schematics. The day of Lord Dagon's triumph draws near. I hope to see it. Damn Nokfrost and his torturer. Hidden. Safe. Nokfrost envies us. Hates Sister Seltina. Nokfrost fears that mortals will bring about Lord Dagon's triumph. Not Tremora. So he had me tortured. Help me.
Weakling. He probably didn't even provide the torturer with much sport. More scratchings? They really are trying to build their own Cataclysm, Master.
You have found information. Perhaps you have proven yourself a useful companion after all. What have you learned? Of course. Arkanaz Nokfrost refuses to accept that the mortal followers of Mehrunes Dagon can succeed where he has failed. A useful insight. What else did you find out? Blind Seer. That means nothing to me. Nor can I make sense of the drawing. The runic crux, however. The work seems poorly done. Xynoaz's methods have their limitations. I found something as well. A hidden message from my blade bearers. My kin learned little that we did not already know. They waited here, hoping to trail a waking flame messenger back to Sister Seldina. Since they are not here, it must have worked. Which leaves us no closer to finding this mortal device, or my kin. Defective parts, strange scribblings, the inventions of a blind seer. I hope Lyranth learned more in Fargrave.
The inventions of a blind seer. Interesting. I believe we know his name.
Elegian. That's what I remembered earlier. Lyranth helped me.
Elegian? That old lunatic? He was locked in the blood pit last I knew.
Did that Daedrat talk?
This pathetic form holds Arox the Mutilator, Titan of Destruction! Master, let's talk. Not so long ago, the blood pit trembled at the mere rumor of my approach. They cowered before me. I first encountered Elegian there. He was quite mad. Probably still is. I'm not sure what he'll be able to tell you, Master. The blood pit is a foul prison that I once oversaw. When I was cursed, I awoke there in this reduced form, cast down with others who offended Mehrunes Dagon. That's where I met Elijah. He was locked in a prison within the prison. The Durance Vile. Master, I am not sure if Elijah knows who Elijah is, or why he is there. You'll see. The Blood Pit lies northwest of Burning Gyre Keep. I can guide you, but the presence of powerful Daedra not aligned with Prince Dagon will be noticed. The Blood Pit imprisons disloyal Daedra with mystic wards. Liranth and the Blade Bearer would have to shatter those wards to enter. Mortals? Walls and locks are enough to bar your path. Your Dremora allies cannot come with us. I was imprisoned there before I escaped, only to be captured by the Collector. Damn his many eyes! They never were able to overcome my natural immunity to the wards. Something to do with my position before I was cursed, I imagine. Probably not. Mortals are delicate about such things. The Blood Pit is a cruel place, Master. Prince Dagon sends his enemies there to suffer. Mortal prisoners do not last long, unless they are valuable in some way. Let us depart, Master.
Let's meet at the Blood Pit. If I know Elijah, maybe he knows me. The Blood Pit. If names are omens, then this is a dire one. After what Arox told us about the place, I admit I wouldn't want to set foot there until we exhausted every other lead we had. I'm not sure. Wouldn't a place like this leave scars you couldn't forget? I don't know. And what does it matter? However we met, I just hope Elijah can tell me who I was before this mask was adhered to my face. It would also be nice if he can tell us something useful about the Riven Cataclysm. There, an overseer. Let's see what's going on.
The blind old fool is useless. All he did was babble about nonsense.
He is becoming resistant to the elixir, Valkenar's Knockross. There's nothing to be done.
Nothing to be done? Be grateful that I am not my predecessor, Arox the Mutilator.
Knockfrost is weak. I would have killed the Overseer for her failure.
Valkenar's Knockfrost. Do you have any idea when we can expect Arox the Mutilator to return?
Arox never left. I had him cursed. Turned him into a Daedra.
Knockfrost? He did this to me? That bloodless ash pile!
Improve the elixir before I return. And forget Arox. He is no longer your concern.
The Wardens Overlook is nearby. The entrance is a portal. We might find the location of Elijah's Durance Vile there. There! Nok'Vroz returns!
Have you completed your interrogation, Valkenaz Nok'Vroz?
Nothing but a waste of time. Just more of the same. Secure the Durance Vile until I return. I must go. That tiresome mortal Selbina insists on my presence. Improve the elixir before my next interrogation.
He's getting away! I'll kill him! I remember the smells of this place. The old Seer should be behind a glowing door.
So close, but one more obstacle. Any ideas? If Arox is right, Elagian is behind that glowing door. That's a lot of security for one old blind Seer, though. I guess we need to figure out how to open Elagian's cell if I really want to talk to him. Yeah, I thought so too. But what if something in my past is terrible? What if that's why I can't, or won't, remember? Alright, let's do this. I think we can use Lucent crystals, just like back at the bathhouse in the Shambles. Lucents can be charged with energy and used to activate all sorts of things, like opening that door, maybe. Gather some Lucents and look for a Dynamis font to charge them. There's got to be one around here. Maybe on the balcony up above? Spend any amount of time scavenging in Fargrave or various realms of Oblivion, and you'll run into a few of these Daedric devices. Lucents are usually easy to find. The tricky part is locating a Dynamis font that still works. Gather a few Lucent crystals, preferably a charged Lucent. Then we can activate that displacer so you can get up to the balcony. I'm pretty sure that if you place charged Lucents in the discharge labrums above, that will open the cell door. And hopefully there are a few uncharged crystals lying about. In that case, we'll need a Dynamis font to charge them. Why don't you search around?
I remember. There's a Rune of Unsealing on the balcony above. It unlocks the cell door,
And look over
Master.
there! A charged Lucent. Grab it and place it in the discharge labrum beside the displacer. Now place the charged Lucent in the discharge labrum. I see discharge labrums on the balcony above. Find some Lucents, charge them, then place them up there.
The masked one speaks true. We need charged Lucents.
Hurry! Activate the Rune of Unsealing before an Overseer comes round. That did it! Now let's see what Elagian can tell us about cataclysts, and maybe my hidden past.
A noise! Is someone there? No. No more visions. I don't want to drink anymore. Drink, brink, sink.
The blind seer is mad. I warned you, Master.
That's him. The old man in my memory. Talk to him and see if he remembers me.
Can you hear all of them? I hear all of them. Pour the season on the coals. All good children get sweet rolls. More questions? No more questions! Is it the season of blossoms yet? That was always my favorite. All my ideas gone. They poured them out, and now I'm an empty bottle. So empty. Sometimes everything is right again. Usually not. But so many, many questions. I won't answer them unless... Do you smell flowers? Flowers, cowers, showers.
Nokvros mentioned an elixir, didn't he? If you can find one, maybe it'll calm him down.
Taste of spring, rain's hand in a bottle. Pour and pour on the coals helps calm my mental debacle.
There's meaning in Elagian's babble. Perhaps he's trying to describe whatever visions plague him. The elixir Nokvros mentioned, it sounded like he used it whenever he came to interrogate the old man. He mentioned spring. Could the elixir be related to a season? And he said something about pouring it on coals. There are braziers right beside him. Look around for Elagian's elixir. I imagine the overseers would keep it close by in case they needed to talk to him. Something in a bottle related to spring. That's my guess.
That bottle smells of Nern. I hate it. But this ridiculous nose of mine is not wrong. Try it, Master. Pour it on the braziers.
My mind grows still, free of those awful visions. I do not know you, stranger, but I thank you. And the others I hear. The elixir grants me only a few moments of clarity, so speak swiftly. What do you ask of me? That vile creation. Nokvros was just here asking about it. The Riven Cataclysm is my burden, my punishment, my greatest sorrow. I did not realize the purpose my designs would be turned to. Why do you seek it? Yes, I believe you speak true. Destroying it would be good. You can get to the Cataclysm by going to Arox summit. Nokvros speaks freely in my presence. He thinks me mad, that I hear nothing. Well, I am mad, and blind, but I'm not deaf. The anchorite? No, I've not heard that word. But I sense my work. She wears my mask, doesn't she? I crafted that cursed item. It suppresses memories, both the wearers and those who knew the wearer. Everyone forgets. Speak quickly, stranger. I cannot tell you who I made the mask for or why. The enchantment I devised does not simply abolish the wearer's memories. It erases the wearer from the memory of anyone who knew her. Whoever she was, that person is forgotten. Of course not. The mask hides who she was, not who she is now. Think twice before you seek to unbind the mask from your friend. That curse was most likely put in place for her own protection. Long ago, I was a moth priest. I read from the Elder Scrolls and paid for the knowledge I gained with my sight. But while Morikar was still Emperor, I was abducted by the servants of Rune Dagon. They brought me to the Deadlands. Dagon's servants broke me, drove me mad with torment and illusions until I no longer knew what was real and what was nightmare. The Cataclysm design is but one product of my delirium, and by far the worst, I fear. There is no escape for me. Madness is my prison, much more so than this cell. The elixir never lasts very long. Better to leave me here. If you take me away, Dagon's servants will know we talked. They would be warned.
You seem like a kindly old owl. I wish I could help you.
A kindly old owl. I remember a young girl called me that once. I have something for you.
Something for me? What is it?
This amulet. I've been saving it for so long. For you, I think. Now go. My mind. Kind, blind, blind. It fills with a storm.
A sewer on the east wall. That's our exit, Master. We should hurry and return to Wretched Spire.
Goodbye, old owl. Let's meet back at Wretched Spire. He remembered my mask and this amulet, but he didn't remember me.
Interesting. You appear to have survived Dagon's worst prison and suffered little to no damage. And your demeanor suggests that you succeeded in your mission, though the anchorite seems distressed. Tell me, what happened in the Blood Pit? I know an Ilark summit, a high peak in the Sever, inhospitable to mortals, and Dremora for that matter. Few go there. It would be a perfect place to hide the Riven Cataclysm. But what's wrong with the anchorite? Did Elegine recognize her? Did he know? The Cataclysm and the mask. This Elegine is clever indeed. I am more determined than ever to examine the Riven Cataclysm in detail. We must also keep the Waking Flame from misusing it, of course. Patience, mortal. You have done well. Take pride in your accomplishments and accept this minor token of my appreciation. With Rinkias, Arox, and the Anchorite at our side, we may yet complete both our missions. Prepare yourself. We move out shortly.